This is 7 News, the voice of the Riverina.
Tonight, a Wagga psychiatrist banned for sexual misconduct with young patients.
Optus once again under fire, this time over a new phone tower.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, the Optus boss apologises for the nationwide outage while defending the telco's response. And dozens of cars smashed in a wild stolen car chase.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. A Wagga psychiatrist has been banned from practising after being found guilty of professional misconduct.
Dr Luke Johnson was stripped of his registration after engaging in a sexual relationship with a patient half his age. He also failed to keep adequate records and prescribed incorrect medication. Marla Summer has the details and joins us now. And Marla, how long will he be unable to work?
Nick, Luke Johnson's registration has been cancelled for 2 years. After that, he will have to reapply. He has also been ordered to cover the costs of the proceedings brought upon by the Healthcare Complaints Commission. The psychiatrist has practised in Wagga since 2009. The New South Wales Civil and Administrative Tribunal found he failed to maintain professional boundaries with a female patient in October 2016. The intimate relationship continued until July 2020. He was banned from dealing with female patients after a hearing in March 2021. The tribunal has also found Johnson has failed to keep adequate records and has inappropriately prescribed antidepressants.
OK, Marla, thanks for the update there. That's Marla Summer reporting for us tonight.
Police are investigating the death of a man following a crash in West Wyalong overnight. Just before midnight, emergency services were called to the Newell Highway to find a ute and truck had collided. The driver and sole occupant of the ute died at the scene. The truck driver was uninjured and taken to West Wyalong Hospital for mandatory testing. The highway remained closed well into today as forensics examine the scene.
The trial against the Catholic Diocese of Wagga has heard final orders after the jury awarded the victim more than $3 million in damages. It's one of the largest ever compensation payouts in Australia from the Catholic Church. The trial heard about a victim survivor of sexual abuse in the 1970s by former priest Vincent Kiss. The Wagga Diocese had the opportunity to dispute the hefty payout. Final orders relating to matters of interest on the compensation will be addressed at a later date.
The New South Wales Police Minister says she won't be backing any state inquiry into rural crime. It comes after the Country Mayors Association, Police Association and New South Wales farmers joined forces to call for the probe last month. Junior Mayor Bob Callow is backing the minister's call, saying it would be better to invest funds directly into the problem rather than conduct a lengthy inspection of it.
I'm sure the inquiry is going to cost a lot of money. And if it's going to give us nothing more than what the Commissioner and the Minister already know, then I'm starting to wonder whether it is actually necessary.
Police Minister Yasmin Catley does agree rural crime is an issue and wants to work on a solution.
After a week of turmoil, Optus is once again facing criticism, this time from a Wagga resident. A proposed new phone tower in Lake Albert is set to improve the provider's local coverage. But a disgruntled neighbour says it can do more harm than good.
Glenn Gaudron is on edge, anxious that a second attempt to build a 30-metre phone tower just across the road could become a reality.
That is totally unacceptable.
After plans to build the structure in a front yard of this quiet Lake Albert street were withdrawn earlier this year, residents took a sigh of relief. But on the day of last week's Optus outage, a new set of plans were finalised.
It's not needed. The mobile coverage here is fine.
The revised development application claims the new development would reduce the visual impact to the surrounding residents while still maximising phone coverage.
The main difference is they've moved the tower 100 metres further back. They're still claiming it's covered by mature foliage, which is absolute garbage.
The application points out that the structure will help boost coverage when the network switches off 3G next year, but neighbours claim the tower could do more harm than good.
It's the eyesore, the aspect, the devaluation of our properties.
The company behind the application says it did reach out to other potential landholders, but after not hearing back, 13 Sycamore Road was chosen as the prime location.
They've got their mind set on putting it here, and they're not listening to any suggestions that we've made.
Those suggestions include relocating the structure out of eyesight and with a flow-on benefit to ratepayers.
If it goes on up at the crematorium, the council will get probably $40,000 plus per year to spend on the community.
It's not known when the outcome will be determined. Emily Francis, 7 News.
A botched roadwork job on one of Wagga's main thoroughfares is set to be torn up and fixed for the third time. Burke Street strip between Urana Street and Fernley Road has been causing drivers strife for months. Contractors have attempted to fix the road twice, but there's since been significant wear and tear, and now it needs repairing again.
The response I received from council staff indicated that the work is not yet complete, that there's still a final layer to go, so hopefully that'll give people some comfort that this is not the final surface that we can expect.
The works are expected to take place on Saturday the 25th of November, which should see the notorious stretch finally complete.
Wagga City Council is preparing to join a nationwide campaign to raise awareness for endometriosis. It hopes the show of support can open the doors for better treatment pathways for local women, with around 15% suffering from the disease.
Wagga councillor Amelia Parkins has been suffering with endometriosis for most of her life.
I was diagnosed with endometriosis nearly 20 years ago. It probably took over 10 years before I was diagnosed.
It's a disease that has often been underdiagnosed.
Historically, there has been a tendency to dismiss women's symptoms associated with periods as being normal when they were clearly abnormal.
To help raise awareness, Councillor Parkins hopes to see landmarks across Wagga lit up in yellow next March as part of a national campaign.
I've put a notice of motion up with the intent of, in the first instance, potentially getting council to light up one of their buildings or trees or assets to support Endometriosis Australia.
1 in 7 women will suffer from the disease at some point in their life, many first experiencing symptoms in their teen years.
I'm really keen to share my story and spread awareness so that younger people don't go through what I went through.
On average, it can take about 6 to 8 years for a diagnosis to be made. This can often be longer in rural and regional communities. Endometriosis hubs have been set up around the country to provide better access to diagnosis and treatment.
Unfortunately, the Wagga region and the MLHD missed out on gaining access to funding for one of those clinics, but certainly the increased recognition around endometriosis and the pathways necessary for diagnosis and management have improved.
Councillor Parkins also hopes to use the discussion to open up more talks to promoting awareness campaigns in the future.
There's so many worthy organisations and charities and causes that need to be shown awareness, promotion, and I think this is a great opportunity for council to get behind them and show our support.
Jacinta Coonahan, 7 News.
There's plans for yet another service station to be built along Wagga's stretch of the Sturt Highway. A development application for a service station and a 2-lot subdivision on Hammond Avenue near Blacksland Road in East Wagga is being put to Wagga Council on Monday. It will add to their 7 already existing petrol stations along the highway stretch. There's also a 9th fuel station still under construction further up the road.
Long-awaited upgrades to a notorious Wagga intersection are scheduled to get underway next week. From Monday, single-lane closures will be in place on the Sturt Highway and Kapuka Road for safety improvements. The multi-million-dollar upgrade was announced last month and will include construction of a left-hand turning lane and extend the merge lane onto the highway. Works will run between Monday to Saturdays until the 22nd of December, until the works restart in mid-January.
Riverina farmers are some of the hardest working men and women in the region. Today, as part of National Agriculture Day, their efforts were recognised as the spotlight shone on the vital resources farming provides for Australia.
The agricultural industry is one of the most critical in Australia, and those working hard to keep it running are today getting the recognition they deserve.
National Ag Day is the day that Australia stops and pauses and says thank you to the farming families that every day go to work in the paddocks to produce the food and produce that we all enjoy.
National Agriculture Day celebrates the work that farmers do and acknowledges the challenges that lie ahead. Drought is looming, with the Bureau predicting a hotter than average summer.
Super challenging time for farming families right now. We're coming off the 3 driest months on record, off the back of an already dry period of time.
Charles Sturt University hoping its replica farms can provide students with hands-on training, getting them ready for the extreme weather that could hit in future.
It gives them an opportunity to go up, practice those skills, get involved in data collection on the farm, and then get involved in the actual management of the farms.
CSU celebrating the day with a lunch to commemorate the work that has been done regionally to progress the industry. The day also encouraging the public to support farmers by starting conversations about where their food has come from.
Remember, there's a lot of people involved in getting that food onto your plate, a whole supply chain. So it's being appreciative of the fact that it doesn't just appear there.
Marla Summer, 7 News.
A quartet of Riverina-born musicians have claimed the ARIA Award for Country Album of the Year. Hey Dawn is the 4th album from Fanny Lumsden and her band, including Tom Lumsden, Dan Stanley Freeman and Riley McPherson. The Queen of Country herself, Dolly Parton, presented the band with the national accolade.
Dolly, the winner, please.
Hey Dawn, Fanny Lumsden.
It's the 2nd ARIA win and 4th nomination for the local singer, who hails from the Snowy Mountain area.
Well, Kirsty joins us now for a look at today's weather conditions. And Kirsty, it was a lovely day to wrap up the working week today.
That's right, Maddie. Nick, beautiful conditions for our Friday. Good evening, everyone. Clear skies, sunshine, gorgeous Friday weather with maximum temperatures ranging from the mid to high 20s. Some breezy winds around, swinging out of the southwest. In Narrandera today, that certainly made those temperatures feel about 3 to 4 degrees cooler. And our minimums were cooler once again as well, thanks to those clear skies as a result of that high pressure system which moved overhead overnight. A top of 28 in West Wyalong today, Young and Grenfell 25 degrees, and Chimmet had that top of 26 degrees. As we track into the weekend, we are expecting another settled few days. Temperatures on the rise ahead of showers arriving early next week. I'll have that forecast a little later on, guys.
Sounds great. Thanks, Kirsty. We'll see you soon.
Still to come in 7 News, a major win for Bynalong residents after years of campaigning.
And Wagga school students make final preparations ahead of the New South Wales School Spectacular.
And a little later on this news hour, some bombshell admissions over the mass outage as the Optus boss is grilled by a Senate inquiry. 4 people arrested over an interstate crime spree in a stolen car. And the new laws imposed on asylum seekers released from immigration detention. That's all soon.
Welcome back. A group of Mount Austin High School students are putting the finishing touches on their performances as they prepare to join the New South Wales School Spectacular. The school will make its debut feature at the iconic event in Sydney when its Aboriginal dance ensemble takes to the stage. Putting their best feet forward, the performers say they're excited to make their mark on the national stage.
I'm doing it for my culture and getting out of it to have fun and just dance.
Supported by the Wagga Rotary branch, the group will travel to Sydney this weekend before performing on the 24th and the 25th of November.
The results are in for this year's Children's Medical Research Institute Christmas Fair. A record $70,000 was raised over the 2-day event, which more than 3,000 people attended. The fair's been running in Wagga for the past 35 years, and all the money goes to finding treatments and cures for serious conditions affecting sick kids.
After years of advocating, Bynalong residents have had a win. Signs are about to be erected prohibiting drivers, from stopping along a stretch of road on the Burley-Griffin Way. It aims to stop drivers from using the strip as an open-air toilet.
Some residents have said that they have seen from their window people doing their business. They're sitting in your lounge room looking out your window, seeing someone doing that down the front of your place is not something that you'd want to be seeing.
Fair enough. In a statement, Transport for New South Wales says following inspections, no stopping signs will be put up in the area. The Bynalong Association says it's a step in the right direction.
Farmers have united today for a mental health workshop, learning ways to support themselves as well as their family and friends. It comes as dry conditions continue to put pressure on farmers right across the state.
Farmers are no stranger to dry conditions, well experienced in changing plans and adapting to uncontrollable weather. But as the pressure mounts, so does mental health, and talking about it can be a struggle.
Record highs to record lows in a very short period of time, and the rate of change of circumstances has been what's caught everyone off guard.
30 farmers gathered today for a workshop focusing on how to help yourself and your community. Knowing what mental health is the first step. Today's goal to provide farmers with the tools to communicate and spot the signs.
To remind everyone to A, keep an eye on ourselves, but also keep an eye on all those around us and make it normal to have this conversation, to ask how someone's really going and what is it that's really challenging them and how we might be able to help them.
Gavin Haywood has been in the agriculture industry for more than 20 years. He wants to know how to ask the question, are you okay?
I'm not good at doing that. And I'm here today to learn some better skills at doing that.
Farmers are known for being tough and resilient, but with high interest rates, dry weather, dropping cattle and sheep prices, the pressure can be all too much.
That's causing issues with needing to maybe feed them. And that's causing a lot of stress.
It's about being comfortable to reach out for help and offering a hand to those in need in the right way.
I have seen some friends struggling, and it'd be nice to know how you could practically help them instead of just talking.
Confidence to ask a better question, to start a conversation and ask someone how they're really going.
Olivia Babb, 7 News.
Still to come in 7 News, a Riverina sporting legend remembered.
And Gundagai's Cricket Network on a mission to boost women's participation. Welcome back. The Gundagai District Cricket Association is striving to introduce a women's competition to the town as it struggles with a major drop in participation. Homegrown talent Jordan Cooper will host a 2-hour masterclass next month to help revive the sport.
It's long been said if country cricket's healthy and strong, then Australian cricket can thrive.
But I think it's been left behind. And unfortunately for cricket, they haven't capitalised on growing the women's game as much as the other codes.
Increasing female participation in the sport is a major priority for the Gundagai District Cricket Association as it grapples with a serious decline in players. The association didn't manage to field a team in the time-honoured Elders Cup this season after years of struggling for numbers.
Now there's no Junee, there's Gundagai have now not got a men's team and we've lost sides in the other Tuma team. So we've only got 5 teams. It went from 10 to 8 to 5.
While the cost of living crisis and the impact of the pandemic are contributing factors, the President concedes 40 over cricket is losing its appeal for time-poor locals.
I think it's a multifaceted issue, and I think as a society, we're losing that connection with one another.
To rebuild connections and breathe new life into the struggling sport, the association is striving to give women and girls across the region a chance to get involved in cricket. A Come and Try Day will begin at 1 p.m. on Sunday, the 3rd of December at Owen Vincent Oval.
And there's music, and it's just all about enjoyment and skills and getting to a bit of a game. And then in January, launch a 2020 social comp for women.
The Hogan Gold Cup will also commence in January with 4 teams set to battle for the 2020 prize. Steph Muir, 7 News.
The Riverina sporting community has paused to remember a local sporting legend, Tony Hackett, who sadly passed away last week. The long-time sports administrator and official left a major mark on the region's AFL community. He was also known for his extraordinary contribution to cricket, clocking 550 games as a local umpire. Mr Hackett became a life member of the Wagga Cricket Umpires Association in 2016. All cricket games paused for 1 minute to honour Mr Hackett last weekend. Well, up next in 7 News, Kirsty is back and she's got your weekend weather forecast. That's next.
Good evening, everyone. A high-pressure system lying over the southwest of the state will promote mostly dry and stable weather over the weekend, while a low-pressure system sits over northern New South Wales, triggering some showers and thunderstorms. Now, a new trough is then forecast to deepen from the north through Sunday, delivering widespread rain well into next week. If we take a look at our rainfall map, the Riverina could see up to 30 millimetres, heaviest on Monday at this stage. We can also expect, though, the chance of thunderstorms well into mid-next week. Taking a look now to our midweek weather forecast, we're expecting fairly settled and sunny conditions for our Saturday across the region under blue skies. Lighter winds too out of the south and the southeast at around 20 kilometres an hour. Still some very warm summer-like temperatures, the high 20s and into the low 30s. Sunday warmer though in Wagga. We are expecting that maximum of 33 degrees and much the same for West Wyalong. A little bit of patchy cloud around as those winds begin swinging out of the northeast. Our fire danger rating still forecast to remain moderate over the coming weekend. A top of 32 for Adelong, partly cloudy, however, into the afternoon and evening there is a chance of a thunderstorm. Now it's on Monday though when we are expecting the start of that wet weather. As little as 1 millimetre but as much as 15 millimetres could fall throughout the day, driven by thunderstorms and instability in the atmosphere as a result of those troughs and that heat. We are expecting quite humid weather as well. The high 20s for Cootamundra and Temora, 30 degrees on the way for Tumut. Now that rainfall will track through to mid next week. Certainly well needed showers on the forecast. We will be keeping an eye on just how much rain we do receive over the next few days. First though, we are expecting a warm and a dry weekend on the way. The low to mid 30s over the next couple of days before we welcome that rainfall.
Yeah, a bit of rain would be lovely actually.
Very much needed, yes.
Yeah, and it for the lawn.
That's right.
Thanks, Kirsty.
And that's your local news for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can catch up on our website or, of course, at 7+.
Right now, Dan's got your national news. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you on Monday at 6 o'clock.